Okay, everybody, here is installment number 2. And we'll take a closer look. Here is our power supply. These are all the voltage regulators that we see here. And we've got filter caps right here. These are the rectifiers, or I'm sorry, the diodes. You know, and if we wanted to come in and mod this, we could put in some fancy caps here. Who knows what kind of a difference it'll make. We could put hyper-fast soft recovery diodes in here if we wanted. We could put in the latest low noise voltage regulators, low dropout if we wanted. And we could change those to special fuses, couldn't we? 4 of them there and 1 of them there and more other places. And boy, we could really chalk up our mod cost, couldn't we? There's all Oscons in here. I have the feeling they use these from the factory. They don't look like, I mean, it doesn't really look like rework. But those are great caps. I have a stash of these that I used to use for modding. Here you can see, this is the platter clamp. Okay, so I know it's kind of dirty because they don't need to, nobody sees that part of this, so it's just an unfinished. This is what unfinished aluminum looks like, by the way. Actually, that's probably, yeah, that is aluminum. You know, it gets nasty. This is stainless steel. That might be, I don't know if that's aluminum or stainless or whatever, but if you can see how thick this is, you see my finger. I mean, look how thick. This is 1 inch thick. Now, I did loosen these bolts so I can lift this up a little bit. Maybe you can see, but you know, I mean, this is some heavy duty stuff. This is not light duty. Over here we see the DAC board, as I told you about. Here are the 4 PCM 1704s per channel. And looky what we have here. Oh boy, we've got one of those oven-controlled crystal oscillators like I showed you on that Denafrips piece. But look, the Japanese were doing it in 2004. How about that? Yeah, like I said, it's old technology, nothing new about it. What's even cool about this one's adjustable. The ones that were in that piece were not adjustable. This is adjustable, so you can calibrate this to perfect response time, or to perfect frequency, rather. So just a kind of an overall look. Here's the digital outputs on the back. Okay, nothing special, but it is what it is. And here is our transport. Here is our clamp, our platter clamp, which is massive. And here's the front. Now, after working on these for a while, I know that you can come up here and they have just ones to pull this, you know, the screws to pull off this front face panel, and then you put it up on its side, and then you pull out the bottom. What's really cool about this one that I really dig about this design is they did not attach any wires. So look, we can pull this puppy. Normally I'd use 2 hands, but we can pull this puppy off like that, and this is just our face panel. We don't have to worry about any wires. Everything is on the PC board here. These are all the buttons that are there, little joystick buttons. Our display, which works. This will give us access to look in there. See, we can see that. So, well, that's because this side's up. If we press this down, we will get this now. It'll be leveled out. Yep. So we're going to look in here and see if we can find out what's wrong in there. I'm sure I'll be able to determine. Getting under there, we'll inspect this. Everything here looks nice and tight and beautiful. This is high-end design from 2004. Pretty extravagant, elaborate design, and very well done. I took the sides off. Unfortunately, we couldn't see because those sides, and again, the sides are perfect testament to how you cover a normal just stamped metal chassis the way this is, and then you put some beautiful sides on it, and you know, you dress it up. So that's kind of interesting to see. Sometimes these side pieces are part of the mechanical strength or the mechanical design, but these are purely cosmetic. They do nothing other than make the sides look pretty, because we still have this. This is very thick gauge, and this to me looks like stainless. It is stainless. That's stainless steel. So there's no playing around. They're not using cheap crap. They're using stamped stainless steel for the chassis here, which is pretty epic. And then you can see we've got a cross member here, a cross support to give it this rigidity. Look how thick this is on these pieces of stainless in here. And look at the machined quality. This is no slouch. This is a wicked CD player. Okay, I don't know that many were above this at the time. This was definitely top of the game. So hold on, and we'll see if I can get a little deeper. Hold on. Okay, so here's another something I wanted to show you, because now I have to remove some more pieces. But this support that goes across from side to side, in some cheaper pieces, this would just be a flat piece side to side. You can see it's a U shape, which gives it even more strength. Not only that, but this thing goes down the sides and has a second screw. See if you can see it in there. Let's see if we can get a visual. There it is. See it? Right there. Right there. That is another screw right down in there. I'm trying to focus on it. Yep, see that Phillips head that's right down there? So that means this thing makes an L shape, goes down there, and then gets flat again. So there's two screws. So this is super rigid support here. Now it's also supported by these front to back bars that are rigid support braces. I'm going to have to lift these out in order to get to that screw down in the bottom, because I want to lift this clamp off and look underneath. So I'm going to remove this and this, which gives incredible rigidity to this chassis. I mean, we've already got thick, I mean, this is straight, solid stainless all the way back and bent for strength. I mean, these sides are strong enough to hold this together, but then to put two of these on top, they probably have two on the bottom. This is incredible strength. This allows for zero flex of the panel, is an extremely strong build. So I'm going to remove these two struts, pull this piece out, pull this clamp off, and I'll be back. So hold on. Okay, so mistake on these pieces here, where I thought you could just unscrew this and unscrew that and pull this bar off. They are tack welded. You see that right there? To a center cross member, which goes right through here. Okay, they tack weld this thing on because clearly it is very much for alignment of this tray to keep it perfectly aligned. So this is a rigid frame around this massively huge piece. Look at that. I mean, that's massive. To keep it aligned. So I'm just going to pull this out, and I can probably pull it around this. So hold on. So now I carefully remove the platter out of here, the sled rather, kapank, and break it. Now, highly doubtful on this thing. As you see in most any CD tray you've ever seen, this is plastic. On this piece, this is straight aluminum. Look at the finish on the aluminum. It's a gorgeous brushed finish. Even the front piece, which you would imagine that would be also be plastic, is aluminum. This is all metal. Let's see if I can, I'm holding this with one hand, but you can hear it. Boing, boing, boing. Okay, so this is, they don't make CD players like this anymore, CD transports. This is of from the heyday, you know, when stuff was like super well built. And now I'm going to be able to look into this mechanism here and see if I can find a loose belt or something sliding. I'm guessing it's going to come from over here where our problem is. And I will look closer, so hold on. Well, lo and behold, that didn't take long. Look, you can visually see right there that that belt is loose. That is a stretched belt. It's going around the gear it's supposed to, but look how loose it is. We can already see. Let me try and set the light here. So we go in here and look. See that? See how jacked that thing is? Okay, so I will replace that, put this thing back together, and it's probably going to work like a dream. I'll just look online for that part. Otherwise, I can take the profile. If this is square or V or round, I know where to find O-rings or belts. I just have to get a specification, and I can fit a generic belt into there and make it work. But I'll look for Esoteric transport parts, TX parts, see if I can find the exact one, see if I can find that part number and replace it exact. Otherwise, I will source that part and make it work. Otherwise, I tie a catgut string in there from my tennis racket. I'm just kidding. I can't do that. All right, see you.